episode will be the box episode. First bags. That's a big one. That is a very... I feel like there's much in there. Let's do this one first because it's DHL and that means China and that means something direct and that means we're probably going to get one of these boxes. It's always the same. It's weird. It's like all this tape. Who has time to tape a box like this? I don't have time to get into all this shit. I'm trying to cut it a little deeper than normal just so I can cut. Yeah, there we go. This is how you gotta get in there. Yes, all the layers bust through. Ah, so Whizzer sends. I get emails all the time. You ask Princess Pasta, hi Princess Pasta. You ask her, she waved. She waved back. You waved back. You know you did. She gets emails all the time. I get emails all the time. And it's like, hey, review this wireless earbud, wireless earbud, wireless earbud, wireless earbud. And I always say no, because I have said yes to a few, and they're just impossible to deal with. Because the best design was stolen by Apple. Apple may have done it first, but they fucking stole it. The sticks, they just hang there, because I want to hold a stick. I want to hold a stick. Trying to hold a spherical, like a tomato that's this big and shiny and plastic and get a fucking thing. Which orientation is it? I don't know. Fuck that. RHA makes one that's got a stick, little tiny stick, and then Whizzer shows up with this email and I'm like, you know what? That's a stick. Yes, Whizzer. I've done one of your products previously. I know it's good. And you got a stick. Let's see how this looks. That's a fat boy. It's not much bigger than I know. Oh, look. I don't care if you're ripping off Apple. Apple did a great job with their fucking... I've never even worn a pair of AirPods. I just know from watching people put them in and take them out that that's way easier than all these fucking fiddly fiddle fucks. Who knows? Maybe I can get Apple people into some... Because I do need to start recommending wireless IMs because they're getting real popular. And I just won't do it because none of them are ergonomic. This one has a... I ripped the shit out of it. Why would that be a thing? Okay. This is probably just paperwork, right? Or paperwork and a USB cable. And extra tips. Okay, so we've got... Actually, there's a picture. Tips. Whatever that is. I don't even want to know. And then paperwork. So it's just some basic... basic thingies. It is USB-C, thankfully. A couple different tips. They're all silicone, nothing foam. I like foam tips. I will actually have to read the instructions manual because I want to know how to charge this. By the way, this is the Whizzer TP1 for Toilet Paper 1. Junctions design. I don't know what that means. But other companies are going to have to realize that you can't, unless it's going to clip over the ear or something, it needs to have something for me to hold it. I have big American hands. Ask anybody. And the way I'm going to want to put this into my ear is like this. Just want to grab it and put it in. It's down. There's down and there's in. How long is the nozzle? Plenty long. That'll definitely fit my Daconis. Another thing that Apple has going for it is an earbud, not an IEM. This is an in-ear monitor still. It still needs tips. It still needs to go in your ears. Look at that. Look, I can put them in. They sort of hang there in the space. I wish that the nozzle was a little bit longer because that's going in. Wow, I got greasy ears. There's a little contacts on the bottom. I think that's the microphone. Or there's two of them. F this. All right, let's see how this goes in here. One. This is the closest I've seen to the AirPod. How much space do I have? Oh, there's not a lot of space there for different types of tips. If you're one of those triple flange people, it's going to be harder. Anyway, thank you, Whizzer. I will do my best. If these are any good, and honestly, they only have to be good in ergonomics and like okay in sound, they'll be fine. If they suck in sound, it's going to suck. And then I'm going to try AirPods and be like, oh, well, at least the Whizzers are better. All right, here we go. This is massive. This is a big one. I don't usually keep these envelopes anymore, but this one's 2 This is too big. This is like a 20-inch long envelope. I'm sure whatever is in it absolutely required an envelope of this size. Again, I'm trying not to damage it too bad, although I'll just tape it over. It doesn't even stay on the table. Oh. There's a bunch of little things. Anyway, I got a free envelope. These, best investment I've ever made. These are 1-foot figure 8 power cables. You know these power cables that everything uses? Yeah, well, they all come with 6-foot cables, and they only need to be 1-foot cable usually, because I just plug it in and then it's here. So I ordered 2 of them a while back, and now I have like 1 in permanent use under there just to clean up wires, and I have 1 that kicks around, and that's not enough. So now I have fucking 4 more. Hopefully these work. They're made by Seismic Audio. So Pasta can look up Seismic Audio, and she'll find these cables. This is the type of shit that I like to improve my life. It's like, hey, what have you done? Have you diversified your funding? Have you put money into stocks and bonds? Have you really, you know, started checking up your health? No. I bought short power cords. This is what makes my life better. Things like this. That's amazing. What are you? Ah. Speak of the devil about making my life better. Computer power cords, which I have everywhere. Behind there, on my desk, things are on powered monitors. Standard plug. So now I have IC to that. And I bought 2 of those. Hold on. Speaking of the devil. She's the best devil. I sent you a photo, track numbers, and receipt. You're going to have to go back and look. Damn. Because she shipped something from Paraguay to another person in Paraguay, and it hasn't gotten there yet. So that's all power stuff. Giant envelope. Great. What time was it I started? Couldn't have been more than 5 minutes, right? What's our time code now? 4 minutes and 18 seconds? No, 5 minutes and 18 seconds. So we're why? So now from the largest envelope I've ever received to probably the smallest. I mean, at this point, why don't just use a regular like letter envelope? It's so small. Okay, let's tell her I'm unboxing. Okay, I'm unboxing. And I'm saying hello while I'm unboxing. You're going to see this in a few weeks, probably. I'm not going to upload this immediately, though. This is going to take a while. So I don't need to save that one, because that one's so small. Oh! My mass drop Burson op amps. Because everyone's like, oh, you got to swap the op amps to really get the benefit out of the blah, 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 whatever the fuck they're talking about. And I actually don't own any op amps to swap amps. So I thought I'd remedy that. These were on mass drop for, yes, mass drop, I think 30 bucks. And there they are. And these are literally the, how do you describe what an op amp does? It's like the decoder of the amplification. And if you put better ones in something, it can sound better. So now I own a Supreme Sound, the gold standard audio op amp. There you go. Moving on. Super lightweight. Doesn't smell like fried food. You know what I need? I just realized I need something I can put over my finger as a person who needs to have 2 fingers covered. These 2 fingers. This one's got a guard on it, and this one's got a sharp blade on the inside. So I could just be like, shh, and I won't cut my other finger because it's got the guard in it. Does that exist? I feel like something they wouldn't sell to people. On-off switch. Oh, so my bed in the other apartment. I want to put lights around the padded area, and so I ordered 2 of these. This one was a nicer looking one. Not AV. These are LED touch control light switch buttons, and basically you can see it's 12 volt, or it's, well, I think it's 12 volt, but they're just input and output. They actually come with these, which is super nice of them to come with that. And you run your 12 volt power into one of them. Does it say in or out? I guess I have to read something. Or not read something. Maybe it doesn't matter. The bag didn't have anything on it, did it? Nope. Well, one of these is an input and one of these is an output, or maybe it doesn't matter. But it's a dimmer, and it's a touch dimmer, so you literally go doot, and you touch and hold, and doot, and you touch and hold up and down. And this is all plastic. And that ring should light up too. And here's the giant metal fucking washer. Now the only problem is I'm not going to be able to actually mount this in anything. It's just going to sort of stick out. That's why I bought two. That one, which seemed like the better option, and this one, I'm going to assume this is it. It might not be. We'll see. Ow, just banging my thumb. No, that's another power thing. So, just like this is IEC to an outlet, this is IEC to 2 outlets. Oh yeah. I'm double my pleasure. And I have one of these. I only bought one to check it. They're expensive. This one's like $9 or $10. But it's super useful because if I need to plug 2 things in on one side, boom. So now I've got that covered. So maybe this is it, or maybe it's not even going to be in today's things, or maybe it's in one of those boxes, which will be another video. That's a really... This envelope's been around the block. It feels like 3 people have shipped things in this shit. Okay, so the other touch control's not here. Instead, we've got these, which are 2019 appropriate gender changers. And they change... Let me think. You can change a female XLR tip to a male, because it's got a male end on that side and a male end on that side. And I had to buy a 4-pack because it didn't make sense to buy one for $6 when you can get 4 for $7. Anyway, I bought these because the giant Swan speakers that I bought on Amazon, the M3As, use an XLR cable to go feed signal from the left to the right. Not power, just signal. So, oh great, it uses XLR. Uses a male-to-male right angle, and I would be super sad about losing the right angle, except for that it doesn't plug in and go down. It plugs in and both go left. The fuck, Swan? Who's smoking? So, now I can take a standard XLR cable, and I could plug one, plug one end in, gender change the other, plug it in, and run a 200-foot length between the two speakers. Because the current one is kind of short, it's like 12 feet. So yeah, that was everything. All that garbage, all those envelopes, it was just this stuff and some IEMs. That's the saddest fucking realization of the whole world. That this is it. One day I predict in the future, they're literally just going to be a carrier and he's going to hand you these items with no packing material. Packing materials will be banned entirely. And a man will have to have a canvas sack made out of like organic burlap. And he will pull out every item that is labeled on like one very efficient solar screen, and he'll be like, you need one of these, and one of those, and one of these. And then I can have all this stuff without the bullshit. Even this is in a bag, for fuck's sake. Anyway, that's today's unboxing. Tomorrow, or the next day, or 2 weeks later, I don't know, I randomly upload these and she randomly picks them which ones to release. Will be that stuff. You'll know it's that one because Skedra of Viking Weave has sent me a bunch of cables, and I'm going to open those up next. So check out the links, and I'll see you tomorrow.